So, in this part, I say we make our grand escape. What do you guys think? JackitK here to give you a summary of everything else. While that covers most of it, I believe we also did a level with Sonic and roamed around a bit with Knuckles. But that is all.
It is dangerous here.
Also, it's dangerous here, but I figured I'd cover the obvious. Now, it may not seem obvious, but you can actually step on these switches, and it'll unlock a few levers in that. This egg is actually for the child garden. There's a child garden up here on the egg carrier. I don't recall if I show it off.
Keep trying until you get the high score. Good luck.
Welp, I know what the answer is. I do believe I go into it with one of the other characters, but clearly we're not going into it today. If you haven't already figured out what's going on, we're basically playing a bit of whack-a-mole with the yellow Sonics, which are totally not Super Sonic related, being worth more points than the normal Sonics. But Mr. Robotnik here, you whack his head, you pay the price, and the price is like 100 points, I believe. Nothing too serious, but enough to screw over a close game. Okay, it's actually 200. And wow, I couldn't pick the better point to end the game on. That's the type of monotone sound they play in lullabies and make the children fall asleep. And it's totally not sarcasm I'm going for right there. But this is pretty cool.
Behold the warrior feather. Now you can do the spin hammer attack. Press and hold the action button and move the directional pad in a circle.
I don't find too many practical purposes for this particular move. More moves than normal. I'm gonna show off what it does right here. It basically allows you to spin around in a circle. But be careful, if you spin around too much, you'll eventually get dizzy and be unable to attack for a bit. A bit useful if you want to get a better score on this minigame here, but besides that, not really too many situations, considering Amy's gameplay is mostly about run away, run away, run away, and not much else. I believe I use it at least once for practical use in this particular project, which is automatically more than I normally would use it. But I'll be sure to point it out if I realize as we're playing through the game further, if there's a good situation in a level for that power.
Go through the hot shelter and find the way out. Good luck.
Oh hey, I don't think we heard the name Hot Shelter before. I wonder who else we go through that stage with. Anyways, yeah. This particular mechanic, only for this particular thing. I'm not sure if they do it just to lock stages from access from certain characters. But yeah, as far as I know, that's the only time you use your hammer to activate switches. Anyways, this stage. I got a bone to pick with this stage. Remember when I said things would be getting easier after Twinkle Park? Well, that apparently was only a half a truth, because I personally find this stage better than Twinkle Park. For one, I find the puzzle mechanics in this stage a lot less annoying than in Twinkle Park. And a bit fun to derp around with. But no, the reason I found the stage annoying has nothing to really do with the stage at all. But yeah, I guess I never did show off what those guys were like, and I wanted to take a minute to showcase that off. So I guess the whole gimmick behind those robots is they hold you down and ram you over. I'm pretty sure sometime in the game they do this in combination with Zero, the robot that always chases us, rather annoyingly. And in those cases they're bad. Other times they're fairly harmless as long as you wiggle the control stick enough to get out of their way before they charge you afterwards. But back to the point I was trying to get at. Yeah, what really screwed me over this stage is because, for some reason, I was having frame drop issues in the middle of the stage. I didn't notice that until after I finished the stage. So I had to play through this over again, on top of the times I've probably done all these sorts of Sonic stages. Over and 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 over. But besides that, this was pretty harmless. And I guess doing it once, again, is not the worst case scenario that could have happened, and unfortunately hasn't been the worst thing to happen while recording this game. It just doesn't want to be shared with the world, I swear. Just like it's like it doesn't want someone to defend it. Oh my god. I lost my frickin' shield in the dialogue box. Screw this gameplay mechanic. So what you're supposed to do with that moving ladder is push it all the way to the left. But I like to try to cheese the system and only push it as much as I need. Actually, normally I could get to that window just from climbing up the top of the ladder without moving it at all, but I wanted to show you guys you can move it, so I had to push it a little just for demonstrational purposes. And yeah, this stage has gotten weirder. We just got dropped off in the bathroom. And all you're pursuing me off. Pursuing me a little too much. Which is a shame because you're invincible, so all I can do is make you angry. But at least we gotta showcase that. Did a little bit of showing rather than just telling for once. And yeah, just cause I'm an angry jerk that needs to let off some steam, I'm just going into these toiletries and destroying the robots while they're having their little break. I mean, we can make the game rated E because they're clearly not doing their business in there because they're robots and all. And robots don't do business because they're robotic life, so they don't have to produce waste products in order to function into ecosystems. And I mean, I guess you can argue that machines access things. I mean, that's the whole thing of fumes from cars and all that. But point being, there's no poop. Robots don't poop. Is the point I guess I was trying to get at. And that is what I rightfully get for talking about poop. No, leave them, spare them. You've already disrupted them once in one timeline. Did you really need to disrupt them in this timeline too? Apparently so. I cannot go by without getting my collectibles apparently. But not all of them, just enough to destroy an innocent life. Would it be an innocent life if it's a machine because one can argue it's not a life at all? I mean, I guess there's a whole psychology behind that. There's been plenty of science fiction movies made just out of one does robotic functions become more than just functions and turn into life. I'm sure there's been novels, there's definitely been movies talked about it. Okay, can I not screw that up? Yes! I didn't screw it up that time. That's pretty much fantastic. Now, there was something about this room, but okay, I remember now. This is the room that had the frame drops, which is kind of why you noticed that there. I kind of stopped the recording to try to salvage it before I went for the whole stage and realized I had to redo it because I didn't know. But since I stopped it right there, I noticed it wasn't too bad, and we were able to salvage this for something actually usable. Hooray! No, I've been going on a lot of off-tangent topics and not talking so much about the game lately. So why don't I take a little break from the commentaries and let you guys enjoy this music for a little bit. Cause it's pretty dope music. Yeah, I just used dope in a super casual form. Fun thing that I probably should have left in the past. I know one of the past timelines. Okay, this is the current timeline where that happens. So much for like, maybe I should keep it a secret. Nope. This is a timeline that people are gonna see it in. This is a timeline that happens, and it just so happens to be the same timeline you're recording for the interwebs, and it didn't fail. Jeez, I think I'm abusing the word timeline. I mean, it was practical at first, but we're kind of pushing it. But yeah, maybe I should go back on my word of letting you guys listen to the music. We're gonna listen to the music now, okay? Okay.
Move the handle and the lift should move.
Okay, go, 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 go. I guess I'll take care of the game's job of explaining things, since it's not even gonna let itself do its own job. I wasn't gonna sit around and read that with bombs being thrown in my face and previously learning not too long ago that reading doesn't protect you from dangerous situations. I feel like my life has been a bit of a lie. Oh shoot, we're almost done already. But you saw the color blocks. You match them up with your colors in square slots, and that's how you solve the puzzle. It can be a little bit finicky if you're not putting it exactly in the right spot. It won't float and get into the location properly, but in that case just pick it up, move it a little bit closer, and eventually it'll settle into place. Now, I kinda like the fact that you get a bit of option with this room. You could go straight up there, but you'd be missing out on probably the best replacement of speed and invincibility in all of Amy's campaign. A little bit extra speed to get off this annoying slope, and then invincibility for this, oh boy, this. The most annoying part of the level. You have to solve, quote unquote, this puzzle while Zero is running around trying to beat you up, and it's super annoying because you can't stay still long enough to align yourself with the blocks because Zero's probably targeting in on you. So having a shield and invisibility is really nice for this section because it makes it puts so much less pressure on doing the basic task of picking up and dropping things. I mean, I'm all for challenge, but not when it makes you realize just how sloppy the pickup and throwing and placing mechanics really are. And yes, this mode does make it obvious of how sloppy that is. So I believe right around here, yep, that's our last block. And if we sneak down here properly, we can even avoid Zero getting triggered, making our lives so much more easier. Now I think we're almost at the end. I'll remember how close we are when we get through the door. Oh yeah, that's literally the end. Well, I may have lost my shield, but at least I didn't lose my ring, so I get the points that don't really matter. But the level's done. I don't have to record that again. I'm commentating it, so we are all done with this level. Forever. Hopefully.
Huh? What's this place?
Soggy? This place place doesn't look familiar to me at all. Smells like Froggy's around somewhere. Let's go see what's behind this door.
Shelter. Hurry up and rescue him.
But glowing ball light, I don't have a hammer. Oh wait, I am the hammer.
Didn't I say I'd never do that voice again? I recall it, but I can't recall the moment I did, so I must have not said it. It must just be my imagination.
What do you mean, computer? I have a hammer right here. Why is my rod not hammery enough for you?
But yeah, there is actually a reason to go back here. As Big, you actually have to get one of Big's power-ups in here. And it doesn't even matter in the long run. Because you're not going to see the gear when any of the other characters come along. I guess I'll take the egg with me. Probably won't take it to the garden where it belongs. Probably just end up scrambled somewhere. But yeah, recording issues kinda... Well, you'll see it later on in Sonic's story. I won't spoil the surprise. You might not even notice if I didn't bring it up. Anyways, Hot Shelter. I got good news, and I got bad news. The good news... This is Big's last stage. The bad news. This is Big's last stage. Aw, that monkey's not here, so I can't snipe it like I... The one time I want to try to play around with an enemy, they actually remove it. You know, I also don't get why Big doesn't have any sort of issues balancing on that podium that Amy was struggling with. It almost makes me wonder if they were going to make balancing a gameplay element for Amy. And honestly, thank God they didn't take that anywhere. Amy has so many failed concepts as is. I really don't want to have to balance as Amy rolls when it was so hard to do so. Like, I don't want to have a life or death situation based on those particular gameplay mechanics. Anyways, we're almost at the end of the stage already. Aren't you glad? Aren't you sad? Honestly, either answer is perfectly acceptable. It is Big the Cat after all. Anyways, I believe we're 5 jumps away from the end. I think that was 5.
There's Froggy. Looks like he needs my help.
I'll be honest, I'm gonna miss that dialogue. I'm gonna miss Big's voice if nothing else. Apparently not missing enough to play through Big's story again before getting up to the point where they meet up in Sonic's story. But I will miss the dialogue. I am speaking a little too soon actually. There is one more challenge we have to go through. Fighting the camera. To find the frog. Here, froggy, 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 here, froggy, froggy, froggy. 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 Froggy, you're froggy, froggy, froggy. Froggy's not in there. Okay, I got a little explaining to do. I know Froggy's not in this area, but if I were to go up that other area, play around with some extra mechanics in that, I could actually flood the water again, increasing the amount of fish I could catch, finding some new areas to explore with more fishing spots. I was a little torn whether or not to show that off, but then logic hit me. I've been playing this game a lot. I've had to re-record a lot of stuff. Thankfully, I've only had to play the perfect amount of Bake the Cat Story, but nevertheless, at this point in the recording session, I'm kinda getting tired. And I just want to beat the game with everyone. And Biggs is the closest to being done. Biggs is the closest thing to even the small step towards victory. It's like paying off on your school loans when you got 5 more in a bucket. You drop it all on one thing and you know, like, I know I still owe a ton of money, but seeing one of those 5 slots just magically disappear makes me actually feel accomplished, even if I'm not really accomplished in the long run. Here we go. Just gotta reel it in. And wow, that wasn't even hard. Thank goodness. It's over. We never have to fish again. Supposedly. In theory.
Not too bad.
I mean, Big didn't go, oh, what am I gonna do? So, we must be done chasing after Froggy. Right? Right? Right?
We're together again at last, huh? Huh? That's strange.